This is a new game review on Asterigos Curse of the Stars, a Souls-like action-adventure RPG playing game coming out on October 11th. With the options to play in a story mode, adventure mode, or even a challenge mode if you're looking for that really difficult kind of Souls-like genre, where sometimes an enemy can hit you, it will kill you in one shot. Now, the story behind the game is quite simple. Basically, you play as this 18-year-old character named Hilda, and your dad was sent on a mission into the city. Your dad is part of the Northwind Legion, and so are you, in fact. Now, you're here in the city to investigate what's happening with their mission because they've been gone for so long, and you kind of get caught up in what's happening in this entire city, the city of Aphes. And this is the entire map of city of Aphes. It's a lot bigger than it looks. Trust me, when you're in here, there is so much to explore. Now, you're given the option to play with 6 different weapons, holding 2 at each time here: sword and shield, daggers, hammer, spear, staff, and the magic bracelets. And you can use these to devastatingly destroy your enemies, upgrade them, equip trinkets to further add like specific resistance effects. You can see here on the screen quickly what all of these abbreviations and icons mean, which is really fantastic, so you can get used to before you see them. You can also have quick items like your health potions, your mana potions, and you can change your outfits as you unlock them in the game. Shortly after starting the game, you'll find yourself in the shelter. Now, the shelter is the questing hub. Now, you're going to be doing quests for this lady over here, Minerva, and she'll be basically assigning you to different objectives and things that you'll do. Most of the time, it will be more than one objective at a time, so you get to pick which one you want to do and in which order you want to do it in. I should also note there are several other individuals in the shelter that you can talk to for upgrading your gear, buying stuff, collecting or receiving special rewards for collecting dog tags, and also having a storage bank of sorts. Now, this thing over here is what you call a conduit. Now, this point is something that you can rest at, and when you die, this is where you'll respawn, and you will also lose some of your resources, which are stardust, which you gain from killing enemies, much like you do in regular Souls-like games. You'll see this currency represented at the top right of your screen. Now, when you level up in the game, and you do level up, you'll be able to put attribute points into any of these 3 points over here. You can see quickly highlighted in the abbreviations what they do. Basically, it's attack damage, health, and ability damage. You also have a talent tree that spreads out into 6 different branches, basically 1 for each weapon that is available in the game. So if you're playing daggers, you're probably going to fill out all the ones in the dagger tree. And then you're going to, obviously, if you play a second weapon, you're going to fill out the tree so that you can unlock the perks as well as abilities for those weapons. You'll also be able to decide whether you want these perks active or not, because some of them you actually have to select to get to later on in the talent tree. So you can select those perks or even the skills, which 4 skills that you want on your hotbar at any time. Now, it doesn't actually matter if you have this weapon equipped to use them, which is great. I also recommend relying on your journal quite a bit as well to read extra information about the area that you're in, because this will fill in as you're discovering stuff, reading things in the world for your quest, like what to do next. This is going to give you a lot of information about what you're supposed to do, because the game can kind of just throw you out there to figure it out. Let's talk about the gameplay. The gameplay is very, very explorative. You're going to be walking around searching for a lot of things, finding enemies along the way, but your main goal is to complete your mission objective. But most of the time, you'll spend time finding where that is. And to do this, you're going to be looting and searching every single little corner of area that you find, because it's so easy to get lost or miss out on something super important like new trinket designs or resources that you can use to upgrade your weapons, which you don't really want to miss because it's really nice upgrading your weapons. It makes you feel strong and cool. And the world design is crazy. It's whoever designed this world is brilliant, because it's so compact. It's so really well-rounded, but it's so easy to get lost. Once you know where everything is, you're like, how did I struggle for an hour exploring this place, trying to find out which door goes where, and trying to remember all the doors that I didn't open or didn't go through earlier to explore. So you'll find yourself getting lost intensely while you're just focusing on taking down enemies. So I highly recommend you play it at a slower pace, read the stuff that you find, listen to the quests, because the game's not going to handhold you. You're going to have to actually figure the stuff out by the information you receive. But there will be subtle clues like claw marks on the floor or this blue mark over here. Wherever you see this generally means this is where you're supposed to go to guide you forward here. You can see claw marks on the top of that thing again there. So this is one way that the game is guiding you to the right place, but also do make sure you explore every single hidden little nook and cranny, because there's always stuff like chests and things to pick up and loot, and even quest items that you can take back home to unlock things which you might not even have known was actually quite important, especially for trinkets. Like, unlocking really good trinkets is just stuff that you find out in the open world. Now, the game isn't actually open world, but it kind of feels like it because you can openly explore. You can run from the shelter all the way to the end of the game. And this can be a really long journey, especially because there is no actual map in the game. You have to kind of remember where to go. There is sort of a map that can kind of vaguely guide you, but it's only something you're going to see towards the middle of the game, and it also comes with a nice feature that I shouldn't really talk about right yet. Now, if you look at the graphics, you can obviously tell that the graphics look wonderful. The graphics look super cool. I love the design, the world design. Everything entirely sticks out. It's colorful. It's really artistic, and I feel like it has its own theme that really makes it stand out amongst a lot of the games that you'll play out in the world. And coupled with the combat, it just works entirely great. Like, I love the color, the burst of light, and you can feel you're in combat. It's really easy to get immersed into this game, not only because the story relies on you being immersed for you to actually be able to complete this stuff, just the way the entire game feels and plays. Like, the controls are really good. I really like the controls. It's super easy to enjoy this masterpiece because it just plays great and it looks great. Asterigos comes with a ton of replayability, allowing you to further explore different areas that you finished once, because this time maybe new doors are open that weren't open before that allow you to collect collectibles, or you get a key from like somebody later in the game, then you can go back to one of the earlier areas to open up a door that you didn't even know could be open. You know, you can also even go into a new game plus and play a round 2 once you've beat the game for the first time, and you can experience it again, but this time allow you to find better stuff, level up your character further, maybe even kind of like, you know, like max out all the weapons and complete the talent tree. That is my goal, actually. Moving back into the review of the game, let's talk about the sound. The sound of the game sounds fantastic. Let me give you a quick preview. And yeah, as you can tell, it sounds super realistic. It goes along with the graphics. It goes along with the combat style and how the game feels. And it just sounds real. It's super immersive, and it does its job really well. The music, unfortunately, I can't listen to because YouTube just does not permit me to play a lot of music because I don't want to play music that might get me into trouble. So, unfortunately, I can't showcase any of the beautiful music that is in this game. Finally, let's talk about, is the game fun? Now, I think this game is perfect. In fact, I've already completed the game. Like, it's so good. I'm in my round 2 of the game. You know, I love the exploration. I love the boss fights, you know, through each of the different missions, and even some of the surprise boss fights that you get thrown into without even really knowing that you're gonna be in the situation, and you're like, oh damn, you didn't plan for this, you don't have enough flasks. I just feel like the game has a lot of personality, and it's super fun to play, and it's super addictive. And I hope you guys enjoy it too. I hope you managed to look at it. You can even play the demo on Steam right now, Asterigos Curse of the Stars. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching.